Hey everybody, and welcome back to Mission Control for a feature-focused video. In this video, we're going to talk about set list. A set list is a window which allows you to create groups with playback pages in the style of a set list for a show. This could be anything from an arena show to a local variety show. It's not reserved simply for large-scale tours. It is designed to help users arrange their show and add notes to sections of it. The two main parts of set lists are lists and tracks. Lists are a collection of tracks. They could be a song list for a band, or the day of the week at a variety show or a house of worship. Tracks are sections of the show or the songs for the band. Tracks are pages of playbacks on the main faders. To create a set list, to add a new set list, press the plus list button in the top right corner of the window. You'll then be prompted to create one from the following options. Empty will create an empty list window. Pages will create a list from existing page information. Build will allow you to choose tracks from an existing list to build a new list. So let's take a look at that. Here I am on version 17.1 of Titan on the Titan Go virtual interface. You see here on my console here, I've got some stuff on page 60 as well as 1 through 8. You can see 9 and 59, of course, both empty. So if I go ahead and click my plus list button up here at the top, I can choose either build from empty, pages, or build. We'll start with empty, and we'll give it a name. Oh, we'll just name it the Awesome Tour. Now, as I click my plus track button here down here at the bottom, since I'm on page 1 of my faders, we'll give it a track name. We'll name this one, Pump Up the Jam. And change the page 2 of my faders, hit my plus track button again, and we'll give it a name, Dead Man's Party. I keep repeating this until I've gotten multiple tracks in. And there we can see I've got 5 of my pages labeled in here. So if I use my play buttons here, I can skip around to each of my tracks and have it change faders each time I press the play button. I could also do, if I did my plus list and chose from pages, you can see I just gave it a set name, set list 9, because I've been practicing here and I have 9 made before this. And see, it took all of my pages and made them a track on my set list automatically. I'll go through here and name all these. I'll do it in fast forward so you don't have to wait for me to type slowly. And there we can see we have all 9 of our tracks now have a name. So again, I can switch to them, and as I hit the play button for each, it automatically switches to that page of faders for me. I can also give my list a name here, do set legend, and choose this one. It will name it the Awesome Tour Long. So you know it's for the longer set. We also have the ability to build from existing. So if we did our plus list and then build, we then choose tracks we want to put in there. So we'll go ahead and put in, this one and this one. And we'll go to our awesome tour here. And we'll select it from this one and this one and this one back to our other one. And we'll go ahead and choose this and this. And when I'm done, I go ahead and click done. And again, I can name this again by using the set legend, and we'll name it Awesome V2. And we see that we have different names of the lists here. Let's talk about some options in our set list. Page mode normal / set list. Page mode allows you to set the console to only go through the pages / tracks on the set list. This allows you to use the page up and down buttons to only go to the pages used in the set list, allowing you to follow along easier. This only changes the main playbacks page. To change pages on a wing or on any other sections of the console, you'll have to use a track macro. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Remember, the context menu is going to be on the Titan Go, Sapphire Touch, D7, and D9 series, the 4 lines button on the window. On all the other consoles, we just left off to use B, C, and D as shown here. So let's take a look at that. So you can see here, if I go ahead and click on my context menu, the 4 lines button, and you can change from page mode normal to page mode set list. Now we can see I can only get to the pages on this set list. If I want to change which set list I'm using, I just select it and then hit the play button on one of the tracks, and now we'll see that it uses this set list now instead. So about some of our other buttons in our context menu. Editing a set list, edit tracks. You can add a screenshot for workspaces, macros, and pages. For tracks, using the option in the context menu, edit track. Once you've selected the hotkeys, it will display record, snapshot, and macros. Here you can choose to edit a macro in the record snapshot option or edit playbacks and workspaces. You can also add notes to any track in the set list, selecting the AB button in the bottom right corner of the screen when a track is selected and using the keyboard to type in your notes. If using the on-screen keyboard, it might be useful to select the min-max button so it's minimized, so you can see what is being typed in the notes box. Notes can be edited using the edit note option in the context menu also. So let's take a look at that. So if we wanted to edit a track, we can do this with either the page mode normal or the page mode set list. We're going to set it back to normal for the moment. And let's see here on our track 2 here, Dead Man's Party, we want that to not be page 2 of our faders anymore. We want it to be page 13, even though there's currently nothing recorded there. What we could do is go ahead and go in our context menu, hit that edit track button, and then do record snapshot. And we have it do the workspaces currently being used or just the playbacks page. We'll just do the playbacks page. And we'll go ahead and hit OK. We can now see that Dead Man's Party is on page 13 of our faders rather than page 2. So if we turn our page mode set list again, and use our page up and down buttons, we see it goes to page 1 to 13, back to 3. Again, we can add notes to a track in our set list. So we'll see here in Pop-Up Jam, I want to add some notes here. So we have it selected, and we hit our AB button down here. And now I can type in, spots in red don't get the drum solo. We'll find out how to type. And then hit OK. And see now we have that as a note in our track if need be. This could be anything, a reminder for yourself, or maybe a reminder for someone who might be covering the show or the tour for you. Let's talk about the Workspaces Macros tab. A track can be set to open a workspace when switching tracks to allow better control on a per track basis if required. Macros, you can also add 2 kinds of macros to a list. A setlist macro will fire when changing any track on the list, and a track macro will fire when changing to that particular track. So let's have a look at that. So again, here we are. Go ahead and click on our Workspace Macros tab. Here you can see I've got setlist macros, track macros, and workspace. We'll go ahead and add a workspace first. So we'll say when we go to track 1 here, the Pop-Up Jam one, I want it to open up workspace, my groups and palettes workspace. And let's do a setlist macro. So here now my stuff is and choose from them. I can go ahead and search. We'll do our release. He's held. We'll just do release held over playbacks. So now anytime I change the page, it'll automatically leave it, turn any faders that were on the last page running off. We'll also make a track macro that, enables time code. Go ahead and just show here in our groups and palettes workspace that our time code is set to disabled, and we'll open up this workspace instead. So now let's see if I change to page 2, we'll do to page 3, and fire some playbacks. Go back down to page 2, see it automatically release. When I go to page 1, it opens up my group and palettes workspace and enabled time code. Let's see here. We'll bring up our setlist window again. And let's say, let's go ahead and edit this track back to page 2 again. It's back on page 2 now. And we'll go ahead and turn back on our page 1 set list. And we'll go back to our macros here. And we'll say that I want to have on this track macro, I have it open up a workspace 12 here. And let's say on this track macro here, I want it to, change my virtual faders page. I have to page up on my virtual faders. So if we were to open up our virtual faders just to show it, you see it's currently on page 1. So we'll go ahead and just close all of these windows. So now go back to page 1. You see it opens up our set like this. If we go to page 2, we can see it opened up here and went to page 2 of our virtual faders automatically. Right here, see it does that. If I have a faders running, when I go to page 2, see that automatically turn off. Turn one of these on. Go to page 3, it automatically shuts it off. And it'll keep doing this for me. If I wanted to go to a particular page on virtual faders, I could make a macro that says a go to. We'll show how to do that in another video. Park tracks. You need to change a track list. After you've recorded the set list, you can then either move or park tracks. The option park track in the context menu allows you to park a track if it is not in use and then unpark it once it is required again. Park tracks can be hidden by adjusting the filters in the bottom left of the window. All tracks shows all the tracks in the set list. Live tracks shows only the live tracks, ones not parked. Park tracks shows only the parked tracks. You can also reorder tracks. Is possibly the most important option of set list to be able to reorder your tracks in the order of the set list. To reorder tracks in a set list, hit the move key, then select the track and click the track you want it before in the order. We also delete a track to our list by using the delete key and selecting it and either confirm on the soft keys or tapping it a second time. Let's take a look at all that. So here we'll go ahead and make our set list window large again. And let's say I needed to move, I want me to be the second track we play in our tour here. We go ahead and click move and select track 8 and then put it the one before so that I can see it goes 1, it goes Pump Up the Jam, I Want You to Want Me, and then Dead Man's Party. And again, that's reflecting our pages here. So we go up or down, we can see that it goes through those different tracks as I would expect. Let's say we didn't want to play Dead Man's Party. We go and select it, and then in our context menu, go ahead and click Park Track. And we see now if we use our page up and down buttons, it skips over it like it doesn't exist. If I wanted to hide that, I simply click it so it says Live Tracks. And now we can see that it skipped over the track like it's not there anymore. And I can also view just my park tracks, or I can view them all. To unpark a track, you can either do it from parked or all. Go ahead and select it. And then in my context menu, select Unpark Track. And see that it now is returned. And now it's in our set list again. To delete a track, we simply click the delete button and then select it and hit confirm on the soft keys or click it a second time. Same way with the list. If you want to delete it, we simply click delete, choose a list, and then click it a second time. Set up and set list in version 17.1 of Titan. I hope you learned something. Join us on Facebook at Avolites US. Join us here next time. Please subscribe. Thanks. Bye.
Wheel stop.
Roger, wheel stop, Discovery. Welcome back. A great ending to the new beginning.